Is that a shiny Mareep? There are 20 wild areas in Pokemon Legends ZA, and I just have one question. How long would it take to get a shiny Pokemon in each of them? Today I will be locking myself to each wild zone in Legends ZA until I find a rare shiny Pokemon. There's only one rule. One of these shiny Pokemon need to be an alpha, and if I don't get one, then I have to release all the shinies I get. Oh, and I don't even have the shiny charm, so the odds will not be in my favor. And that Mareep counts for the Area 1 shiny, so let's just get the rest of them. First try. It took me one try to get this shiny Mareep. I literally pressed record in OBS and walked into the wild zone, and a shiny Mareep was just right there. Is that a shiny Mareep? You know, that was pretty lucky, so let's just hope that that shiny luck continues through the rest of the challenge. Wild Zone 2. It's filled with many fan-favorite Pokemon like, Patrat and Binacle. But there's only one shiny that I want, a shiny Staryu. With the new Mega Evolution for Starmie, I think it would be quite fitting to get a nice new shiny Mega. And who knows, it might even be an Alpha. Alright, it's been about an hour and I have yet to find another shiny. It's just taken forever. 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours have passed and I've got nothing to show for it. Until... No way! Yo! Freaking finally! I didn't even care that it was a Patrat. I was just so happy to leave the area after 4 hours. Wild Zone 3, known famously for its broken shiny hunting methods called the Stare method. In my last video, I explained how it works. By using the stairs of this building, you can just hold down on your controller and it will reload all the Pokemon spawns instantly. And because shinies don't despawn, this means you can stack tons of shinies in just one hunt. Yeah, so this should be a nice change of pace after the long hunt that Zone 2 was. And after about 15 minutes, I got Litleo. That's cool. From that break, I was able to snag myself a Litleo, which now brings me to 3 out of the 20 that I need. Wild Zone 4, the graveyard looking one. It has a couple cool Pokemon that I would be happy to get, but the one I want the most would be a Honedge. I mean, just look at the red sword. That's awesome. And it wouldn't be long until I found a shiny. Oh my gosh. That's a shiny. Yo. I don't think I've ever had a shiny Spinarak. That's cool. I like him. That took 10 minutes. Wild Zone 5. A pretty boring one to say the least. You can see I was looking around for a target, but there's not many great and unique Pokemon in here, so I guess I'd be fine with getting any of these guys, just so that I can move on to the next area. After a couple hours of searching, this is what I found. Oh, wait! That's a shiny Bunnelby! Alright, we got that shiny Bunnelby, and now it's time to move on to the next Wild Zone. This is Wild Zone 6. This one's actually pretty good. I can show you some of the targets I would really like to have. Going down here, you have a couple Binacles. Going over here, you have a couple Magikarps. Over here, you have some Banneries. Right here, you have a Houndour. And right there, you have a Houndour. And right here, you got a Alpha Houndoom. Some Metatites. And I guess some Flaffies too. But my targets for this area are the Bannery. You know, I really like the pink ears, like the little pink fluff that it changes into. I think that's really nice. It's a really nice shiny. But I would actually be happy to get any of these guys. Except for Binacle. So I guess let's just get started. Alright, I just wanted to do a little check-in. It's been about an hour of running back and forth in this wild zone. And I still don't have a shiny. I have been seeing a bunch of alphas though. So I think if I were to get an alpha shiny, it would be this wild zone. Oh my gosh. Leaning forward. That is a shiny Binacle. And unfortunately, it's not an alpha. That wasn't so bad. It only took about 2 hours. Wild Zone 7. As you'd see, it's just this. It's pretty boring. I think because of that, I'm gonna just do the bench method because I can't be doing all this, man. For each wild zone, I've been using a shiny calculator to see how long it would take for each hunt. For this one specifically though, I wanted to count all the Pokemon so I could see how many spawns there were to see how long it would take me. And when I went to go do that, this happened. I just heard a shiny sound. What the? Where? Oh, a Floette! Nice. That was pretty fast. That was only 17 minutes. That's pretty nice. This is Wild Zone 8. One of the best ones in my opinion. Out of all the guys in here though, I would want maybe a Sandile, or a Machop, or maybe even a Camerupt. But I know for a fact I do not want either a Numel or a Drillbur, because I got a Drillbur in my last video and I don't really need another one of them. So let's just get to resetting. It's been about an hour. Let's see what's going on. Well, that's looking like a yellow Machop. There could be something else. There's another thing. A Drillbur. Nice. Well, I'm counting the Machop for this one. Oh, another one. 2 Drillbur. Alright, nice. We got a Machop and 2 extras. For Zone 9, I have a very special shiny that I want to get. I always wanted a shiny Carbink. And luckily enough, there is a bench right here. And as a bonus, you can get this Manectric, you can get 2 Carbinks, as well as some Pokemon down here like Fletchinder and Esper, as well as this Mawile, so it's quite the good bench. Oh, and this Manectric is guaranteed to be Alpha, so there's a good chance I get an Alpha Shiny Manectric. Alright, it's been like 2.5 hours. Let's hope I have something. Alright, no Manectric. Huh? Yo! Carbink! That's so cool. Anything else? No? That's nice. I love Carbink. Yo, he actually looks so cool. It's a really good one. It's a really good one. Wild Zone 10. This one's a pretty nice one, but if you'll remember from my Wild Zone 2 hunt, I really wanted a shiny Staryu. Well, fortunately, there's a shiny Staryu potential right in this zone. So, I think that's what I'll be hunting. Okay, so after benching for about like 4 hours, I haven't gotten anything, so I think I'm gonna find a different method. If I start at the beginning of this wild zone, you can see that there are 2 Slowpoke, a Bellsprout, another Bellsprout, a 3rd Bellsprout, and 3 Carvanha, which means that there is 8 different Pokemon that I can spawn just from fast traveling, so that's what I'm gonna be doing. Oh, I see something right there. That's a different color than that one. Any other shinies? Just this guy? Yeah. Nice. With that shiny, we're officially halfway done with the challenge. I want to give a quick mention to Nokimon for the area locked idea, and also subscribe to me and him, because if you like what you see here, you'll definitely like what you see on his channel. But enough of that, let's just get into the rest of the video. Alright, Wild Zone 11. The method I'm going to use for this one is just walk in the Wild Zone, run all the way over here, look at the Furfrou, and then respawn, and do that a bunch of times. Now my target for this Wild Zone would be a Clauncher, because they have a nice little like red and blue shiny. It looks really good. So that's just what I would hope to have. No way. The shiny I got for this zone was a Magikarp, and it's not even in the zone. Should I count that? You know what? We could flip a coin. Heads, we count it. Tails, we don't. Alright, let's flip it. Heads, we get it. Tails, we don't. Boom! Oh wait, I don't even have my face cam on. Boom! Easy. With that interesting outcome, we can now move on to the next Wild Zone. Wild Zone 12. This is probably my favorite out of all of them. I'm a big fan of ice types, and this hunt was very chill. I felt like I could relax just running through the zone, and eventually, it led me to this. Oh! The shiny Snorunt. Let's hope it's a female because Glalie is boring and Frostless is way cooler. No! Why? It could have been so much better. Whatever, I guess we'll just move on to the next Wild Zone. Wild Zone 13. Probably one of my favorites just because of that. An Alpha Trevenant. I would love to have an Alpha Trevenant. It would be so nice. He looks so good with the red and white. It's perfect. So that's what I'm doing right now. After a little while, I didn't end up getting the Trevenant, but instead got a slightly more blue fella. A shiny Pinsir. Can't say I've ever wanted one, but it's not too bad. For some reason there was a glitch in OBS which muted my mic, so for all of Wild Zone 14, I'm just not going to have a mic. So I'm just going to say what I would have said. Welcome to Zone 14. Wow, there's a lot of spawns. This should be easy. Okay, enough of that. But somehow my mic turned on and eventually this happened. I heard something. Oh, what is it? Oh, come on. A Drillbur. Alright, well, I guess on to the next zone. Wild Zone 15 is really good. It's got Pumpkaboos, Gourgeists, Beedrills, Scolopedes, Whirlipedes, and it has a perfect bench right here that'll literally just let me get any Pokemon I want if I just leave it long enough. So, let's see how much I get. Alright, time to see if we got any shinies. Oh, that's unexpected. Beedrill. Ice Fang. Okay. Boom, right there. There we go. Nice. Wild Zone 16. This is a pretty weird one. I was scoping around looking for a shiny I would even want to hunt, and then this happened. What? Is that? It's a shiny. Why is he running? First try? That's pretty nice. Wild Zone 17. Infamously known as the most dangerous Wild Zone. For reasons you're about to see. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh my gosh. Oh, and I'm dead. Just like that. I think what I'm gonna do is just run straight through the Wild Zone, spawn all the spawns, and then as soon as I do that, I just reset, and I keep doing it over and over and over again. I think that's my best bet to get a shiny the quickest way. Is it 3 alphas? That would have been a good time to get a shiny. Wait, that's a different colored guy. Uh-oh. Which one is it? This one. Uh-oh. I might die. Oh. I got him. I got him. Oh, thank goodness. Wild Zone 18. This is one of my favorite ones because this has the most potential for fastest shiny. Right here, you have like some Salamence and some Bagons. Right here, you have an Alpha Lopunny, 3 Swablu and an Altaria, a Fennekin, and also some Noibats and Noivern. Well, if you don't know me, my favorite Pokemon is Noivern. So a shiny Noibat or Noivern would be really, really good. Whoa, hold on a second. That doesn't look blue. One of those looks a little different. Yeah, it's definitely a different color. There we go. Nice. Bagon. That's a pretty good one. I actually really like him. This is Wild Zone 19. A pretty boring one, but if I were to get anything, I would prefer to be an Eevee. And hopefully an Alpha, because remember, if I don't get an Alpha shiny, I have to release all of the shiny Pokemon I got. I heard a shiny. No. No way. That's a shiny Alpha Eevee. I can see it through the bush. How did I predict that? Let's see if I get it first try. Yes! That's awesome! That's so good! That means I don't have to release any of my Pokemon. Look at how big he is. That's so nice, dude. That's awesome. With that crazy call out, we can finally move on to the last wild zone. Wild Zone 20. The last and final wild zone. And my strategy for this one is to just run in a circle around the zone until I get a shiny. So realistically, it shouldn't take that long. After a couple hours of running around, I decided to switch things up a little bit. Alright, this strategy isn't working. It's been a little while, so I think I'm just gonna keep respawning and probably get like a Squirtle or something. Hold up a second. That's not the right color of that Pokemon. Finally, the last Pokemon. Maybe first try? I would never have hunted a Dragalge on purpose, but hey, I got it, so can't complain. Alright, well, if you liked the video, like, subscribe, all that good stuff, you know what I mean? I mean, that's pretty much it. See ya.